Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourselves in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to another exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene, we will find Saisho and Ikiro as they make their way alone and unaccompanied through the docks. Saisho calmly walking with his hands clasped behind his back. His sister, how does Ikiro walk normally?
Um,
She skips, doesn't she?
it depends. If they're just walking down, she's probably not skipping, but she does have this weird walk where she doesn't walk on the soles of her feet. Instead, and it's not the balls, it's oh, I don't know what that part of the foot is called. I'm sad. Okay, so like, you know where the toes kind of connect to your feet and that little area right there.
I think they are called the balls of your feet.
Yeah, that's the ball of your feet.
I thought the ball of your feet was the oh no, that's the heel.
That's the heel.
That's the heel.
Ah, thank you, Kim. Yeah, no, she kind of does this weird tiptoeing thing on the balls of her heels.
One day, Kim will be a medical professional. I would just like everyone who watches
feet.
the video in the future to know this fact.
Look,
Keep that in
I'm
mind, future American.
okay,
Americans.
no, first off, fuck you, because I do EKG and phlebotomy, which is very different than the feet. You asked me something about the heart, I got you.
Evan, have a heart attack. See if she can diagnose you.
I wouldn't be able to without seeing a rhythm strip.
Based on that sound, what is he having?
Sounds like
Really,
constipation.
I was going to say really constipated shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
so-
At which point I'd be like, watch out, because that's gonna like, you'd be amazed how many like heart attacks and cardiac arrests and stuff happen like on the toilet because a person was constipated. Because when you're constipated, it stimulates your vagal nerve, and with enough
Anyway,
vagal
moving
stimulation, your
on.
heart. No. We were gonna try to shit talk Kim because she didn't know the foot. Well, surprise, bitches. Like I said, I know the heart.
Alright, so Saisho and Ikiro are making their way alone, unaccompanied, down what can only be described as gangland-infested docklands.
Yes, you will see at various points. Guys with cigarettes, guys unloading this, that, and the other. You occasionally see crews of people like loading up vans and such. Eventually, come across quite a large group. They don't seem to be doing anything, just sort of sitting there while other people seem to be doing the work. And a couple of them start eyeing up Ikiro.
Saisho is just going to kind of quirk an eyebrow and completely let it happen.
Kim, one of them like puts out a cigarette, and starts walking towards you in a very leering way.
She's gonna take out her war fan.
Don't hide your face from me. I want to see you. And he reaches out to try and move the fan aside.
I'ma beat the shit out of him.
Go ahead. Describe. I won't even. No roles required. Just describe what you do to the poor bastard.
So, when he goes to push it out, she'll let him kind of move it and she'll shut it, but then proceed to, I don't know how to. Stop chewing on my fingernail, biscuit! No! Don't you mind me? Sorry.
If you can translate bird into human, please call at 0800 I speak bird.
Kind of. He's probably like, let me eat your thumbnail, though, and I'm just like, biscuit, no. And she'll shut it, but then kind of... Okay, so the way I'm kind of envisioning this is he's just gonna go straight forward. So he's got kind of like the hand out in front, and she's, of course, holding it like this. I'm trying to describe it like I've got my camera on. Actually, why don't I just fucking... No, I don't want to turn my camera on. And so she'll kind of duck her arm, or duck herself under his outstretched arm, and then, with her shoulder against his shoulder, kind of push him down, extend her arm, and bash him on the back of the head with her war fan.
Okay.
Kind of like, a sap, sort of.
He's essentially he's going to stagger, like stumble, hit the ground, like head comes up, he's clearly groggy, and you're starting to, what the fuck, bitch, you bitch, and he starts getting up to his feet.
I need a new body.
Through the mental link, Saisha will just say, "When you wish me to interfere, I will."
Okay, I need to ask you a question. Do either of you have any sort of like mind reading stuff up?
Yes.
Okay, Evan.
Mm-hmm.
All of these men are very, very, very vividly picturing every form of depravity and outright act of rape they will commit upon Ikaro as soon as they get her alone.
Excellent.
These are not.
He's going to share these. He's going to share these thoughts through the mental link.
Kim, I'm going to require you to make a willpower roll because those images are pretty fucking graphic.
Okay, one moment. I'm just trying to finish posting this sheet. Okay.
Yes, I think when this scene is done, we will need to put one of those trigger warnings on it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Black Dog.
Yep.
I just want to say I officially got the first Black Dog scene, but it was because Tim and John did horrible things to a beastie.
Yep.
Difficulty of the willpower roll?
Wait, hang on. I was in that scene, wasn't I? They didn't do horrible things.
You weren't in that scene.
Oh, different beastie? Oh.
Yeah, diff 6, Kim.
Okay. Yeah, that's 3 successes.
Yeah, those images really disgust you, and like it occurs to you these men probably it would be better for the world if they ceased to exist. And you're here, and given what your brother's just sent you, he might deserve a kick in the balls later. But for the moment, you should probably take your anger out on these men.
So I'm gonna do.
Able to kill.
So I'm gonna use my wonder and do body lock on the first one that she already hit with her war fan.
Okay.
What is the diff for that again? Like 8?
It's 5 plus... Sorry, it's 4 plus 5, which is 9.
I thought it was fear level plus 3.
It is.
So
it depends on if it's vulgar. It depends on if it's vulgar or if it's normal. It depends on if it's a vulgar effect or if it's a non-vulgar effect. Technically speaking, this is vulgar with witnesses because they're non-actually awakened, which means it would be sphere level plus 5.
Yeah.
Biscuit.
So it would actually be 10.
Okay.
Yeah, this would be a diff 10 effect.
That's
and you
fine.
would need to score as many successes as the actual effect itself. So you'd need to score 5 successes.
Okay. It'll probably take me 2 rounds, but I can do that.
I should mention that by the end of the first round, at the very least, the first guy will have reached Ihiro. By the end of the second, the other guys will have come over.
That's fine. She also still does have her familiar, and if her familiar doesn't freaking help her, she's going to be severely, severely disappointed.
All right. And your familiar is a dragon.
It's a small
Yes.
dragon. It's about the size. It's about 7 or 8. It's about 6 foot long.
I thought it was 5.
Yeah, it's 5, 6.
Okay, here's what's going to happen then. The familiar will stick its head out of a bag. I'm assuming you're carrying a bag of some sort.
Yes.
And it will just look at the men and quietly hiss at them. They will immediately stop in their tracks. You will hear the words, "Holy shit, she's got a snake. Back, lads, get back." And they'll slowly start retreating backwards. Because in their minds, you have a snake in your bag. And it apparently isn't very pleased.
I've got a snake in my boot.
Yep.
Fuck. I spent 3 quintessence, by the way, to lower it down to 3, because I think 3 is like the lowest you can lower the effect. Didn't get any successes, though.
It would
Sad
lower it
face.
to div 7, by the way.
Yeah. And that's what I put.
Yeah.
I did it div 7, and I didn't get any successes.
Oh, man.
Stop eating my headset, biscuit!
Well, in any case, these men are like retreating quite rapidly. They don't seem to.
Sideshow will reach over with one hand and will very casually push the dragon back down into the bag. It's like, into the bag.
Oh, I ain't about to let these bitches get away.
Yeah. Evan, the dragon looks at you, and I'm going to say that it, like, sort of speaks to you in very hissy Chinese. Don't touch my head.
Sideshow will shrug
Not
and he'll.
yours to touch.
Sideshow will shrug and he'll say, "I always liked my one better."
Suck it, says the dragon, before turning itself around on itself and curling up back in the bag. The men at this point are like a good 5-6 feet away and still retreating.
Sideshow will basically grab the one who was still probably getting to his feet. Who Ikiro knocked. He'll grab him by the throat and kind of lift him.
Feet, but he's only about 2 feet away, so he's much closer.
Okay. Sideshow is much faster than this person is. Let's phrase it like that.
Oh yes, this guy is still sort of groggy.
So he will grab him and crack him against the wall by his throat with one arm.
Yep, you'll just hear.
Konnichiwa. He'll release pressure so he's not strangling him anymore, but he's still got his hand on his throat.
What the fuck do you want?
For a start, you disrespected my sister. I would like you to apologize.
After a couple of seconds of wide-eyed terror, he goes, Sorry, miss. Sorry. Didn't mean no respect. Didn't mean no disrespect.
Do you accept his apology, sister dearest?
For real, she ain't even paying attention right now because she's getting ready to do some horrible, horrible things to the ones that are trying to run away.
Oh yeah, they're still going at top speed.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna roll the effect then. Basically, I'm gonna use, what is it? I think it's Spirit 4, and basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, because she has a good portion of wraiths that are just kind of bound on, like, to her necklace. Funny enough that she took from Tony. And she's just going to command it. It's like a Spirit 4 effect, and she's just gonna throw the wraith into the person's body and let them duke it out and see who fucking takes control of the body.
Are you doing this like? Are you basically sending a bunch of wraiths at these men?
Yes. Well, okay, it's not sending a whole bunch of wraiths to the men. Basically, she's going to take one of the wraiths and stuff it into the body of one of the guys using Spirit 4. That way they have to fight for control of his body and see who gets it.
Right, yeah.
Is this the one who I pinned against a wall or a different one?
A different one that's currently running away.
Excellent.
So that'll be 4 plus 3. I don't think it would be Volk. Well, I mean, it's gonna be Volker when the spirit kind of pops into his body. Okay.
It's going to be Volker. So that would make it 7 plus 4. Sorry, that would make it 3 plus 4, which would make it difficulty 7. which you could lower with the foci, custom foci, and some contestants.
She's just gonna kind of reach a hand out and just kind of like, with the tip of her finger, touch her brother. Cause focus.
It's better than booping him in the nose, which you used to do.
She did that for fun and hysterics. And then I'm gonna use Quint to lower it to diff 3.
One quick clarification, by the way. Evan,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The man you are currently choking, in between his momentary bouts of terror, is also mentally thinking of a box. He's picturing a room with a large black box in it, and the thoughts connected to that box are, it must be like the boss said he can't get it. The boss says he can't get it. The boss said he can't get it. You have to say,
where is the room?
You don't know at first. You'll have to actually ask the guy to turn his thoughts in that direction.
Okay.
At the moment,
sorry, continue, Kim.
Passively guessing his thoughts.
You throw that, Wraith.
Yeah, no, that's 4 successes.
Okay.
Anthony, there's a Wraith in some guy's body.
Yep. One of the guys, he's running, and then suddenly he stumbles. Almost, it looks as if for a fraction of a second he forgot how to use his feet, and then he just stands there, slightly like bent kneed, slightly hunched over, swaying gently from side to side. And then he reaches out, starts poking his head, and then suddenly hits himself in the face. Looks at his hands. Hits himself on the other side. Looks at his other hand. And then, at this point, he gets kind of brutal. Because he proceeds, like, his right hand extends his thumb and starts trying to gouge out his own right eye. His other hand reaches across, tries to force away the hand. And this fight, and that's how the fight starts, like the two sides like going at each other. Within a few seconds, his right hand is choking him while his left hand is desperately pulling away. And judging by his face, it looks as if he's had a strange sort of stroke. With one side of his face looking horrified, and the other one almost exactly on the other side split, looking out violently enraged. And this will go on for several seconds before, like, the choking hand seems to succeed, and the man passes out. At which point, suddenly his eyes flick open, and he slowly sits up, stands up to his feet, turns to Kim, and says in perfect Japanese, "I have the body, mistress. Give me your orders, and I will obey."
Kind of idly motions to the rest of the people running away. How many were there anyway?
Oh, only about 5 or 6.
Yep, just gonna kind of motion towards them as in a go fetch.
Saisho is going to raise his hand and he's going to say, "No, let them go. I've discovered something more interesting, and it would be best if we not split our resources."
Evan, he is still going after them. He doesn't take orders from you.
Yes, but I'm saying to her to command him to stop. And I can do this at the speed of thought.
Okay, Kim, as you get that, like, he's just starting to turn away.
She's gonna look at him and just say, or, well, she'll think, I can just create another one if need.
Yes, but ultimately the more ruckus we make now, the more ripples will be felt. And this individual, he'll kind of intimate the thing he's holding, has a secret for us. I'd rather there not be ripples before we claim a secret.
I will be hunting them all down later.
As you wish.
But she'll tell Wraith Dude to stop.
You will stop mid-stride and turn around and face the two of you, silently staring at this.
So Saisho has this guy in a pretty iron grip. He's not choking him, but his hand is very, very kind of taut, and if needs be, he'll just snap his neck. But he will say, "So, what about this box your master has? What about this box your master has said cannot be touched?"
The guy's eyes go terrified wide, and he starts like panicked gasping. But his thoughts immediately turn to an image of a strange man in a dark suit giving this box, which has a large star symbol on it, and basically saying, "This must not be allowed to be so. If this is stolen, it'll be your head. My employer wants this kept safe. It cannot be allowed to be taken. Do you understand?" You see mental images of hundreds of faces all nodding desperately, and then the figure like disappears into the darkness. And a couple of the men you see have like opened the box to peek in, and they describe, and you see like a mental image of the inside of the box, a thing wrapped in black silk that you recognize as roughly the shape of either a sword or a long crucifix. And then the image.
For the record, as I'm getting this, I'm also going to share it with Kim.
Oh yeah, and then after that, the image sort of fades into just mad panic again.
He'll kind of half turn and quirk his head to the side, kind of, contemplating what she thinks.
She's just kind of looking longingly after the assholes who are just running away.
Oh yeah, they're sprinting down like the main quayside now. So.
And then she'll finally just kind of like pop back into reality and just kind of look at her brother, and through the mental link it's just kind of like, huh?
Were you not paying attention?
My mind was on other things.
Yes, I'm sure that your vice of cruelties would be no doubt delicious. However, we have business.
We always have business.
Well, what was it you said you told father, that I was born devoid of a sense of humor?
No, he asked if it was true, and I said it probably was. You rarely ever seem to have a sense of humor. That is all.
Anthony, am I able to ascertain where the box is from this chap's memories?
Not immediately. But basically, if you ask him where is it, and they basically force his attention onto where it is hidden, you'll get mental images telling you roughly where.
In that case, he will ask, "Where is it?"
The guy's mind goes like even more intense panic, and you see a series of flashes of images of a quayside storage room about 5 minutes down the dock.
Wonderful. He will very calmly let his grip go on the man's throat.
The guy will fall to the ground, gasping, coughing, and retching.
By the way, Anthony, what kind of environment are we in at the moment in terms of our surroundings?
Very damp, very dark, very badly lit.
Excellent. Does it look like there are security cameras?
There are not any cameras where you are currently, but you have gone past a few before.
Okay. Very calmly, he'll move his hand to his sword belt, his obi, and he won't draw his sword, but while it's still in its sheath, he will bring it crashing down on the man's head and basically break his neck.
Okay. Something you should note. When the man dies, you see no wraith.
I suspect that this is to do with those demonic entities we have encountered in the past. Interesting, no?
Indeed.
he will walk up and he will kind of he will put his hands on Ikiro's waist and he'll lean in and kind of press his forehead to hers and he'll say, "All you see, you really wish revenge on those men, don't you?"
Indeed. But we can gather this box first. I'm sure it will be easy enough to find them later.
I think that they will be fleeing to the place we're going, as a matter of fact.
They did indeed run off down the quayside in the general direction that you know the storage container will be.
Well, then wonderful.
Very calmly, Saisho is going to activate. It's not a mental link in the same sense that he has with his sister. It's basically it's a mind free effect he has because he has it connected to both the head of his Japanese and the head of his new Irish. Ever since Anthony gave me one, the head of his new Irish division of his gang. So he's going to send to the head of the Irish division, the one who's already located on the dock side, and he's going to say that he and his sister have moved ahead in order to basically gather some valuable cargo, but that he wants them to start moving in and, needless to say, make life very unpleasant down here.
You get basically you don't get words so much as you get like a series of loosely connected thoughts back at you that basically consist of, "Yes, boss," thoughts of how to do it, and then it's all just tailed off with the thought of, "I still can't believe the boss can do magic," and then the thoughts just sort of drift away.
Okay. He'll kind of flex his shoulders as he says, "Shall we go and have an adventure then?"
She'll smile rather widely and say, "Yes, I believe that will be lovely."
Anthony, they walk at a very leisurely pace down towards the building.
Oh yeah, it take like, since you're going like very leisurely, it takes you about 10 minutes for what you know had you been walking at a more reasonable speed. It might have taken you 5 or 6. But like the storage container has clearly been ransacked. It was like outfitted as a small office, and like the guys clearly have been there, have stripped it, and have ran the fuck off. You can still find them later quite easily because there are cameras, but they've ran off for now. The door is still wide open though. That's how you can tell that there's drawers that have been yanked out, chairs scattered about. Everything looks a complete shambles. And there's a large black iron safe set into the wall at the back.
Has the safe been opened?
It has not, though, judging by the fact that there is a set of keys that has clearly been bent and broken, on the floor in front of the safe, you get the feeling that someone tried to open it, perhaps even with the right key, but in his panic actually destroyed the key.
Saisha will walk into the room, kind of, look around. He'll blink and look at the safe, and he'll turn to his sister and shrug. I think you're actually out of character, Kim, better equipped to open a safe than he is.
And why do you say that?
You have matter.
I mean, yeah, but only matter 2.
That's still enough to turn the locking mechanism into sand.
I know this. So she'll just kind of walk forward very daintily before taking out her dagger. Well, okay, her other dagger, because she has 2 daggers. One deals aggravated damage, and I don't want to just have her deal aggravated damage to herself. And she'll slice open her palm, basically dig her finger into the wound, and, lather. It sounds like such a weird way to describe it. Lather her finger up in blood. Just kind of, bloody her finger up, and then she'll draw probably the kanji for open or change, yeah, onto the safe. And I guess I'll go and roll that meta effect.
Hey Kim, what's the matter with you?
Ah ha 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 ha. Haha, so funny.
You are funny, man.
So that's 4 successes.
Yeah, the safe locking mechanism, just with a loud hissing sound of pouring sand, just turns into a mixture of sand and metal dust, and pours out, leaving a hole in the door. And it's like there's no lock anymore, so it can just be easily pulled open.
I'll open it.
Kim, do
What's
you
up?
have any? Do you have any sort of sense, like any sort of entropy one senses up?
No, have entropy.
I have entropy size up if you need it.
Okay. Basically, as soon as the sand fell out, you noticed something. You couldn't, using entropy sight, see what was like. You couldn't essentially see the fortune of the safe, if you know what I mean. As soon as that locking mechanism fell away, you were suddenly able to sense that if that door is open, explosion. That's the image that comes to mind. Door swings open, instant boom.
Okay.
And I believe Ikiro is reaching for the safe door as you get that vision.
Sorry, what was the description again, Anthony? My apologies.
The door swings open, and as it opens, boom! Explosion from inside the safe.
How large an explosion?
Enough to kill the two of you in all likelihood. The boom fills the room, so you're able to guess it would probably kill both of you.
Sideshow kind of he takes out his sorry, as he can do this at the speed of thought, he will tell her to stop.
Yep, and she'll stop.
At which point he's going to walk forward to the safe, and he's going to basically put his hand to it. And I'm just trying to think what effect. He's going to rock an entropy effect onto the bomb that's clearly inside to spoil the to basically alter the probability so that the fuse or something mechanical in the bomb is basically has become defective, if that makes sense.
There is a much easier way of doing it, but
yes, but he doesn't really. He could use forces, but he's going to do it this way because that's Sideshow for you.
Okay. You are aware if you fail this roll, we're going to do a random roll to see if it explodes. You're fucking with the bomb at this point.
That's fair. It's an entropy 3 effect. It's coincidental. He will say a mudra. He will speak a prayer as he does this to Buddha because Buddha's pretty cool.
Why are you singing though?
Because I am.
Oh, great Buddha, do not let us get blued up.
So he will say his mudra, which will be a -1 diff, which will make it difficulty 6, and he'll spend 2 quintessence to make it difficult 3. 40-10, and he's going to spend a willpower. So that will be a grand total of 3 successes.
Evan, it will be diff 4. We went from diff 6 to diff 3 by spending 2 quint. It will be diff 4.
He also is using a focus, which is the mudra which is the prayer he was speaking.
Oh, right.
Okay. So he has 3 successes.
All right. You managed to make the. Yeah. You managed to basically foul up with a certain amount of. Yeah. Okay. You're able to tell that the safe is now safe to open.
He will open the safe.
You see a wire attached to the inside of the safe, but as you pull it, the wire will come free at the door. The entropy effect you sent in basically destroyed the connection of that wire to the door. When you open the door wide, you see there is a Claymore anti-personnel mine mounted to the back of the safe.
That'll do it. He'll kind of turn to his sister and say, people are trying to kill us in the most interesting of ways.
You will also
I don't think
notice that there's a small piece of paper attached to the Claymore mine that just has written on it the words, "I gave instructions not to open this safe. Now you will pay the price." Start.
Is there nothing else in the safe but the troll?
Yes, that's all there is.
Sorry, what were you saying, Kim? When his response was people are always trying to kill us in such interesting ways.
it's pretty much just. I don't think it's ever been a bomb before. It's usually everything else.
Do you
This
not
is a
remember that
first.
afternoon? Do you not remember that afternoon in Shanghai with the exploding tea house?
Kind of purses her lips. It's very possible I traded that memory for something to a vendor. Remind me again, please.
The Tongs decided it would be an excellent idea to load the table we were sitting at with high explosives. However, unfortunately, they didn't necessarily pay the person to make a correct detonator, and it ended up going off 15 minutes after we'd left the tea house.
Beautiful.
Indeed.
Question: are you going to study the rest of the room, or are you going to just accept the exploding safe?
Saisha thinks about this as, well, I now have a free Claymore mine.
Yep. You'll need to get a professional in to remove it, but you do in fact have a functional Claymore mine.
I think they'll probably investigate the room.
Okay. I believe that's perception investigation.
Yep.
That would be a diff 8. You will need at least 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why he has a perception effect on him. There's a reason why he has an entropy effect on his perception to lower its difficulty. Because perception saves lives.
Yep. Especially when dealing with angry gangsters and Claymore mines.
I mean, boom, boom, pew, pew. Pew, pew,
Yep.
boom, boom. Hang on. Kim, is you there?
Mm-hmm.
You
I
also
am.
going to do the perk investigation?
Oh, there was a perk investigation roll? Whoops.
Yes, difficulty 8.
My bad, I was playing with Biscuit.
God damn it, Biscuit, stop distracting her.
He's cute, though.
We know he's cute.
She does have that.
Stop
By the way,
distracting
considering I lower the difficulty to 5 with the entropy effect, I have the 4 requisite successes.
Kim, how many successes?
Just 2.
Okay, in that case, it was Sideshow that sees this. After a bit of searching, Sideshow finds that basically behind the desk, which is pressed flush against the wall except for like a small gap, there's a section of like wooden plasterboard wall that's clearly been cut out and then put back in rather badly.
Mhm.
So he's able to see that, and I assume you check this bit for bombs as well.
He's kind of going to look at his sister and kind of nudge, nudge. Can you do matter sight to make sure I don't get exploded if I kick this wall in, please?
She'll just kind of reach out and grab his hand, and I guess I'm gonna throw up Matacite.
Hashtag brother is best focus.
Just 2 successes.
Okay, Kim. Behind that wall, there are a series of large fabric bags in roughly duffel bag shape, filled with sand and nails. There are no explosives. And packed into the center of them all is a large box. Inside that box is something wrapped in silk. That something is made of steel and a metal with which you are not familiar.
Ooh.
Damn, if only I had science metallurgy.
Or
Metallurgy.
prime.
I have Prime.
You have prime sight up currently, though.
I have Spirit Sight up currently.
Okay, with spirit sight, that metal resonates faintly with spiritual power.
That's sketch. I'm gonna throw a Matter Sight.
Yeah.
I'm still being handheld. My life is
Yes.
complete.
I do need to ask him. If you would mind making me, what is your occult specialty, or how much spirit lore do you have?
I have Spirit Lore. Where the fuck did I put my lores? As Kim tries to navigate her massive sheet. Aha! I have Spirit Lore. Wow, only 2.
Okay. In that case, it'll be an intelligence occult roll. This will be difficulty 8 again. Incidentally, this is you spotting something with spirit sight and understanding what it means.
I did throw up Prime Sight too, so.
Oh yeah.
1 success.
Okay. You can tell there's a powerful bound spirit inside that like metal object.
I want it. It's mine.
Also,
That's not how this. That's not how this works, Sister Dave.
That is exactly how this fucking works.
Also, Kim, I will let you know that with your spirit sight active, you are able to realize something very odd. Those duffel bags filled with sand are doing something to heavily suppress the spiritual power of the object. It's like those bags contain whatever they contain, a mixture of sand and nails in some weird way, is basically acting to suppress the spirit inside the object.
It's mine.
Okay. Remove the wall panel and get your magic item.
That'll probably cause big explosion again.
Oh no, there's no explosion. There's absolutely no explosive.
Sounds shifty as fuck. But this character is here for a good time, not a long time, as her concept very clearly says.
Oh,
You've got a wonder that makes you practically immortal. Your argument is invalid.
I am here for both a long time and a good time then.
And realistically, as long as you're still alive, she doesn't have to give a shit.
And also, if she dies, then you actually have to roll willpower for the first time in forever about things that man was not meant to know. It's time for some payback, because how many times did you say your freaking character died in his backstory?
Probably about 3.
You keep lowering it every time I ask you. At first it was like 12, and then it was like 5, and now it's 3. But either way,
Okay.
that's still way too many.
Yeah,
Because things that man were not meant to know is freaking horrible.
Yeah.
But she's just gonna reach out and remove the wall panel.
When you remove the wall panel, you see several large duffel bags filled with sand and nails.
What kind of nails? Like iron nails, I'm assuming?
Yeah, when you take them out, they are a strange blend when viewed through mattersight. It was hard to distinguish before, but when you look at them up close, they are a blend of steel and lead. And strangely enough, they are all heavily engraved with sigils. And you can tell they're sigils because when you look at them through spirit sight, they're glowing.
What kind of sigils? Because I'm not about to be okay. I know I was talking big game about I'm gonna just roll up here and take the spirit, but I'm gonna probably try to figure out what spirit this is and offer it Chimidage so it doesn't like just kind of come out and be like, haha, bitch, you mine.
It's bound in a fetish.
Yeah, what languages do you know, Kim?
English, Japanese, and Enochian.
These are Enochian sigils.
Haha.
Specifically, they are Enochian sigils of binding, disempowerment, and diminishment.
Anthony, Sideshow will kind of move into the space after his sister, and you're going to look. Are these bags arrayed in any order? Like, are they in a? If he was to look at them from above, are they like designed to kind of be in any kind of sigil or symbol?
No, they have just been put in there in such a way as to ensure that from all sides the box is packed in. The space it's all held in is roughly cylindrical.
Under his own prime site, by the way, is there any enchantment on the box?
There is no enchantment on the box. But when you look at the object inside, ow, 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 my eyes hurt. Ow, my eyes fucking hurt.
It's the exact same thing happens when people look at Sideshow's sword.
Yeah, it's that level of ow.
He's going to kind of blink at his sister as he kind of nudges his head at the box in the center of the bags and shrugs.
She shrugs back. I still have to figure out what kind of freaking spirit this is.
We could ask it.
Yes, but I'm
Actually-
concerned that it would become upset without a proper chiminage.
Anthony, I'm going to pop the lid off the box.
Inside is a object wrapped in black silk that, as I said before, either resembles either a sword or a strangely shaped cross.
Let's just move back the silk.
It's a large sword, a large broadsword, made of a black pitted metal.
Is it soul steel?
It is not soul steel.
He'll kind of gesture for his sister to come over.
She'll walk over.
Not a bad weapon, even if it is Gaijin make.
It's kind of funny you keep calling them that when we're in their lands.
I have a very important question, Evan. Are you touching it with your bare hand?
No, he won't have. He'll just continue to touch the silk.
All right. Just so you both know, it looks kind of...
Also, Kim, important cultural fact. The Japanese, even if they are elsewhere, they still consider everyone who is not them to be Gaijin.
I know. Just Iki's just kind of like, ugh.
just so you're aware, by the way, the object looks very, very oversized. What's interesting is the blade is chipped and cracked. Its metal pommel is very rusted and worn. There's actually holes in the blade where you can imagine like metal rings might have once sat there, and there are indents all over the haft, where you're fairly certain they would once have sat like valuable gemstones.
Oh lord, is this the Infinity Gauntlet with just a frickin' sword? Watch it. Just watch it be that.
When they're basically, I think we're going to wait there until such time as my goons will eventually start to dribble in.
Takes about half an hour before the first few turn
Okay.
up.
He'll basically say that they're to occupy this place, that congratulations, he'll have the paperwork forged to have it declared legally his later. But he's going to get his phone. And you know what? Because he's the person who would probably know the answer to this, because this is not their wheelhouse. And they found a Nokian text. Bear in mind, the only reason they speak a Nokian is because they have to talk to their parents.
Parent.
Parent, yeah. So he's going to call Magister Croshaw.
Okay. About 5 minutes. Like you're literally ringing on the phone for 5 minutes. Click. Hello, and it's very crackly. Hello. One moment.
Magister
Bang, bang,
Croshaw.
bang, bang, bang. As he's hitting the phone on the table. Yeah. Yes. Who is this?
My name is Saisho. You came to my You came to my home.
Saisho. Oh yes. The Akashic, right? The Akashic
Correct.
gentleman. Ah, good. How are you?
I'm reasonable. We've made quite the discovery, but I don't think we could safely move it. I wondered if you could come down and give it a look. It is in relation to that project that we were sharing jointly.
I'm afraid I'm a little busy at the moment. At that point, you hear a loud bang. Like it actually sounds like a minor explosion from his end of the phone. And you hear him put the phone away from his mouth and go, "Stop doing that! I am not having this place explode too!" Sorry about that. Apprentices, you know?
He mentally sends to his sister, "No, I don't know. Our apprentices are well behaved."
If you like, you can send you do have my mobile number. I don't have a signal here right now, but it should come through my computer later. If you want, you can send me a yes, you can send me a picture image on your phone. It should come through.
Very calmly, he's literally just going to switch his phone to a video call. So he'll walk back in through the entranceway.
I should point
Hmm?
out, Magister Croshaw won't he's not using a mobile. He's using an old-fashioned house phone.
Okay. In that case, what he'll do is he will say, "Magister, allow me to then show you it through my eyes."
Okay.
Okay. Because he has the link, he's basically just going to forge a mind link between the two of them.
Yep. Basically, Evan, the room you are in will vanish, and you will find yourself in a large, dark room with Croshaw standing in front of you, in like all of his red robe regalia. Behind him, there is a large black iron door with a very complex hermetic sigil on it. And he will go, there is also a door behind you that looks like a shoji screen door, but also covered in thousands of warding kanji.
I think that once you see the memory, Magister, it's something that you will wish to leave your home repairs for.
If I must.
He will basically, in front of the Magister, summon the memory of what the sword looks like.
There's a couple of seconds, and then he will instantly break the mental link.
Sideshow will calmly walk back into the room and will he's going to sit on one of the bags of salt. So he basically kind of contemplates the fact that I've never been as salty as this. Actually, you know what? Ichiro gets that through the mental link, prefaced by the phrase, "I do have a sense of humor. It's just not very good."
Evan, at this point, unless Ichiro has done something to stop them, and I don't think she would have done, one of your men has basically picked up the sword.
No, she would have probably actively encouraged her to just be like, touch it, see what the fuck happens.
Okay, they have no reason not to. One of them will pick it up, he'll swing it about a bit, and then he'll stop.
Spirit possession.
He'll blink for a few seconds, and then he'll go, "That sounds fair." He'll turn around and immediately cut down one of the other men. And then there's a few more seconds, and he goes, and cuts another one down.
Sideshow will basically jump in front of him and will make to parry.
There's a moment of hesitation, and it's like a fraction of a second before he actually says, "If you say so," and swings the sword to kill Sideshow.
Okay. He will bring up his own sword to parry. Once again, in its scabbard, because he doesn't unsheath it unless shit really goes down.
Okay, Evan. The instant this sword hits your sheath, it goes through the sheath, strikes the sword, and you hear a loud bell noise, like gong, and you feel your own sword vibrate violently in your hand, and you get this sudden sense of that thing must not hit my sword again. Like you know that instinctively. Just no.
Okay. Sideshow, I take it that even holding the sword, it hasn't made him a better swordsman?
No, he's just like swinging around. Though he is getting better with each swing. You're noticing very rapidly he's getting better with each swing.
Sideshow is going to bring his sword around, still in the ruins of its sheath. He doesn't want to kill the guy, but he's going to smash his sword into his wrists, basically to make him drop it.
As your sword swings down, this sword flicks around in his hand and actually makes to parry. Please make me an attack roll at difficulty 6.
Okay.
And as in, nothing you do will lower that difficulty. Flat diff 6.
Okay, that's fine. God damn it, Kim. Why do you hate me?
What? I didn't even do anything.
You could have been like, no, man. Nah.
Yeah, but then she wouldn't have seen, what was up with the sword. Like, we would have never gotten farther. We would have done this the right way.
That's 0 successes. I'm going to use one of his luckies on this because I've never had to use lucky before now.
Yep.
Oh shit, please don't die, yo.
That was not a good roll. He does get 1 success, however.
Okay, with that 1 success, 2 things are going to happen. Firstly, you manage to move your sword out of the way so it doesn't collide with this swinging up sword. In the same moment as this sword swings up, gravity has stopped. Where you're standing, suddenly you're weightless and you're drifting up. This feels strange. Why am I floating? A second later, you fall from the ceiling directly to the ground.
Can he use cat-like balance to basically land semi on his feet?
You
or
can
to land in
a
a
crouch. You can land in a crouch.
Okay.
At that point, the man holding the sword says, "But I don't want to." But okay. If it's for the best, if it'll make him understand, he raises the sword, turns it in his hand, and drives it through his own chest. then he just collapses to the floor, twitching violently.
Sideshow is going to grab him by his hair, and he's going to drag him back into the center of the room, into basically where the area is weakening the sword.
Oh, within proximity of the sand. You notice it doesn't seem to have an effect. Although the man is dead now.
Yeah, he's going to take off his kimono, outer layer of kimono, which is made of silk, and he's going to grasp the sword handle with the silk because he doesn't want to touch it. And apparently, silk stopped it before. So
you can feel at this point you feel a very, very faint connection trying to probe your mind, but you realize something as it's touching your mind. It's not trying to force its way in. It's not even aggressive. It's like, I want to talk. It's you've encountered demons and evil spirits and stuff like that before. They usually try to force their way, and this thing is basically going, I want to talk. Please let me in. I want to talk. Please let me in.
He's going to just dump the sword in the center of the. He's going to dump the sword in the center of its circle, and he's going to turn to Ikiro, and he's going to say, "Well, that was interesting." Okay, Anthony, really important question, because, Sideshow's sword is made of awesome.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's like an ancient, legendary treasure of the Akashics.
Yes.
But did I get the sensation that whatever was in that might have actually broken my sword?
You get the feeling that, how should I put this? It doesn't currently, but in time, it would have the power to destroy your sword.
He'll say, whatever's in there, if it had not been dealt with, could have shattered even this. And he'll basically look down at the sword with its ruined scabbard as he contemplates, I need to get a new scabbard now.
At that point, the two of you are going to hear voices inside your head saying, pick it up, pick it up. At this point, I would like both of you to make rolls at. Hold on.
Okay, so is this going through my 9 effect mind shield?
It is. I would like you both to make willpower rolls at difficulty 8. Let me know how many successes, because Discord is kind of being shit.
I'm going to use the second iteration of my lucky on that, because fuck that.
Jesus Christ, Evan.
Once again, I actually kind of want to stop and ask, how is this cutting through our mind shields? Because mind shields are pretty mind shieldable.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is... How should I put this? You are aware that what it's actually trying to do is command you. Like, force your obedience. And the reason you are able to say no, and basically, with the force of your refuse it, is because of your mind shields.
Well, I fail, one way or the other.
Okay, Evan. I'm going to give you a choice at this stage. You can, because you still have that momentary mental link from before, you can open that mental link and basically tell it to fuck off mentally, or you can give in to the impulse and pick up the sword again.
I will happily tell it to fuck off.
All right, you find yourself back in that dark room, and you are essentially facing a floating sword that's just sitting there glowing at you. And you hear a voice go, "You didn't pick it up. How is that?"
I didn't want to.
Irrelevant. You
Entirely
shouldn't have
relevant.
been able to say no. Curious.
He will contemplate. He will say, the Dharmas teach us that our own path in life is no one's dictation but our own. In order to think otherwise is a fallacy of self.
Interesting. I'd like to show you something. Saisho no Kage. And as the voice echoes, you hear it. Like you start hearing more and more and more of these laughs, different laughs. As the sword seems to split in two, then 4, then 6, then 8, and it forms into an infinite number of reflections. And out of them, out of essentially the darkness between them, a figure appears, and you hear it say in 1,000 voices at once, "We are Legion, and you will obey. For we will serve if you will obey. Do you acquiesce to serve for service? Saisho no Kage." And it says that in perfect Japanese, by the way.
He will say, I am no one's servant, and I am no one's slave. I bow to none. The dragon does not kneel.
Then would you accept the servant of another? Would you accept my service? If you are so great, then surely one such as I would make an excellent slave.
I have no need for slaves. I have no need for servants. You are nothing but a memory locked within a blade.
We shall
I have no
see,
need.
Kage.
By the way, coincidentally, for Ichiro's purposes, what's actually happening in the real world? Am I just kind of standing there catatonic?
No, you vanished.
Oh.
Like you've literally just as far as Ikiro is concerned, her brother just disappeared. And so did the sword. At this point, Evan, as you the figure takes a step forward. In that moment, you see a blinding, and I do mean blinding, light appear in the center of the space. And a soft voice tells you, "This way. Do not delay, Saisho. Quickly."
We're going to do that metaphorical running thing.
All right, the creature takes another step forward. You run. You hit that point of light. There's an incredible flash of energy. At that point, from Ikiro's perspective, Saisho, just with a flash of light, appears out of nowhere. He's not standing in the same place he was in before. He is standing dead center in that circle of sand-filled duffel bag. And from Saisho's perspective, there's a strange glowing man standing behind Ikiro.
Through the mental link, he very calmly says, you might want to look behind you.
She'll just kind of calmly look over her shoulder.
Do you have spirit sight up?
Yes.
Then you can see a vaguely translucent glowing figure. It simply smiles at you.
Yeah, she's just gonna look at it.
Time is short, children of the digger of graves. Hear this and know well. The soul taker must remain buried. It must not see the light of day. I have held it fast for the moment, but when I am gone, it will return. Ensure it is buried, as it has been sealed here by sand and steel and lead. Ensure it is not found, but do not try to destroy it. Setting that monstrosity free would doom the world. Not even you would survive that. You have received my warning, and heed it well. For we are few, we Nephilim. And on that word, the creature fades out of sight. Evan, Sideshow just got his life saved by one of the Grigori.
Nice.
Yep.
He'll once again walk to his sister and press his forehead into her forehead. And he'll say, "So, which one of the traditions are we going to throw this one? Are we going to throw this at so it goes away?"
The Euthanatos, perhaps?
They're incompetent.
Exactly.
I'm going to let you guys know you are aware if it felt. I'm going to say this. You guys are well aware that based on the description you got and what happened, and basically everything else related to this fucking sword. Actually, yeah. You two know Enochian. Do you have any? Okay, what laws do you have?
We both actually have the exact same lores at the exact same level, so if Kim can read them out.
Okay, Kim.
Hmm?
What laws do you have?
I don't know. Did you get the lures that I got yesterday? Or not yesterday, but like the day before?
He has basically the same lore as you do, yes.
Okay. Mage lore 3, Wraith lore 3, Celestial Spirit lore 2, Shadowlands lore 4, Nefandi lore 1, Spirit lore 2, Demon lore 2.
Okay, in that case, I'd like you to make me an intelligence occult roll. This will be at difficulty 4. And you can both make this roll.
Who's my pretty little feathered boy? Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You are. Zoop. Zoop. You still need a bath.
I hope Biscuit bites you.
I will give you a bath tomorrow, Biscuit. If you allow me.
See, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
I fucked that roll. I
If not-
simply cannot roll today.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Kevin.
Hold on. I got this. I fucking got this. Apparently, I fucking don't.
Okay.
Still better than Evan.
You know something? You know something? Fuck this. I'm gonna use the last use of my own lucky. Hate my life.
I will. One success is just about enough. Like, all right, Kim, with that one success, you've heard the name Soul Taker before, but that's all you know. You've heard it before.
Okay.
Thank fuck.
That's 3 successes now.
Yeah. Evan, Soul Taker is the name of a legendary sword that contained a power, not just a single demon, but according to legend, contained 10,000 demons from the time of their war against heaven. From your character's perspective, there was a time when the Yomi kings sent their servants to battle against the Jade personage himself, and this sword was used in that terrible war, and itself, it slew many, many thousands on both sides of the celestial beings, both the Yomi King servants and those of the Jade personage. Those souls and spirits have been so twisted up by the malice and evil of the thing that they now exist as a single monstrous being. But at the price of it,
He's just gonna look at his sister and he's gonna nod. He's gonna say, "Yep." He's gonna say, "The Celestial Chorus can deal with this."
yes, I will finish by pointing out It requires only that you feed it by killing others. And that is what you are aware of.
Okay.
Looks like there's going to be a new artifact heading to Vatican City in a few days.
Yes.
Oh god.
Anyway, the hour has gotten late here, so I'm going to end the scene. They will basically contact the Archbishop, who will probably be like, "Holy shit," and will.
Yes, I will. I will let you know when you tell the Archbishop what you have. His response will be, "Stay where you are. I'm on my way." Within the hour, he is there. He and a dozen priests, and I do mean a dozen fully ordained priests, will turn up and perform multiple holy sacraments upon silk, wrap it up in that silk, and then carry it away in the box, along with samples of the mix that was in the duffel bags. The next day, he will call you to tell you it is out of the city, but he will not tell you where, he will not tell you when, and he will not tell you how it left the city. And I think with that, Evan, you can end the scene. Unless you have anything else to do.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watch. This is another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.